Hello everybody and welcome to episode 4 of my Super Effective Fibres It's Not a Phase Yarn Club 2026. If you don't know what this series is, this is where I open my Super Effective Fibres Yarn Club for this year and I make squares for blankets. I would show you the stickers on the other side of this, but I didn't have any paper to cover up my address and barcode, so you get the ugly side, sorry. I'm not doxing myself, I don't really want people knowing exactly where I live. So we shall open it. And we have a booklet or stack of leaflets. Dino sticker. I think that's the same as last month, maybe. I'll have a look later, but Dino sticker. Ooh, 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 ooh. I have a neon pickup truck, which, and ooh, a book with a volcano and bat wings coming out of it, which, that's freaking cool. I love that. And then we have a stack of yarn show leaflets, which I believe is all the same as the last. Yeah, it's the same as the last couple, so I won't go over it too much, but there's a bunch of yarn show leaflets, so. And then this month's thank you note. Hi Sasha, thank you so much for supporting the club, Carl. And then we have this month's yarn, which is in yellow tissue paper this month, with a little thank you sticker. Now, would anybody like to hazard a guess as to this month's band? Anybody? I think you're all crying out for my amazing singing. Do I go with the obvious song? Yeah, let's go with the obvious one because that's probably the one everybody knows. However, this is generally sung in duet. So I shall sing it now, and then if I can convince somebody to sing it with me later, the magic of editing, you might see me and my partner butchering this song. So, wake me up inside, can't wake up, wake me up inside, save me from nothing I've become. Yes, you can thank the rain. You can thank me for all the rain that we're about to get, because, yes. I own at least one copy of this album. I have it in that box there, in my vinyl collection. And this t-shirt that I am wearing, which tells you that the band is Evanescence, I have seen them perform live. And before I show you the yarn, I want to tell you a funny story. So this story starts in November of 2019. In November of 2019, I went down to a club that I frequent with a bunch of mates. I showed up and my now partner, but then just friend, said, "Oh, have you heard? Evanescence are touring with Within Temptation." And I was like, "Oh, that'd be cool." So that night, me, a bunch of other mates, we all booked tickets to see Evanescence. And they were supposed to play in May of 2020. I don't know if you've heard about this, but a little thing happened in 2020 called COVID-19. So I was supposed to see 2 bands or go to 2 gigs in May of 2020. Both of those gigs didn't take place until 2022. And the Within Temptation and Evanescence gig didn't happen until November of 2022. 3 years after buying the tickets to see this gig, we finally got to go and see it. So a lot had changed in that time. So COVID had happened, I got with my now partner, a couple of other things. We'd made plans to move in together, we were starting to look for a house together. A lot of things had changed in the 3 years it took to get to see this gig, from buying the ticket to walking through the door. So, and this is the t-shirt I bought from that gig, because I was like, I'm having a t-shirt. I'm sorry, I've waited 3 years for this. I'm buying a t-shirt. And this month's yarn is based on their debut album, which was called Fallen. And if I was smart, I would have actually got the album out to show you so you could see the colours, but I will insert a picture here. So, from that picture, I think we can guess that this colourway is going to be a lot of blues. I do read the description, so I know. I do read the description, so I know roughly what the inspiration is from the photo, what the vibe is, and stuff. So we know it's going to be blue. Like, it's obvious from that. It's all blues. Sorry about all this rustling. Ooh. Okay. That's interesting. I was expecting a lot more blue. I mean, I suppose this is very, very slightly blue. Okay. There's a lot of, like, the black up here and grey. Like, I'm not disappointed. It's just I was not expecting it to be quite that pastel. I should pop that over there. So I was expecting this to be a lot more blue and a lot more variations of blue. But I guess we shall have to see how this looks crocheted up into the square. But I was expecting a lot more colour, like a lot more of the blue. Like some deep blues, as well as some of the lighter blues and the very, very pastel. So, yeah. I don't know now that the square I had already picked out for this. I don't know if that's actually going to work. This is a bit... It's not as blue and moody as I was expecting. I guess I shall have to have a look at what this looks like caked up once I wind it. Because when I wind it, I can get a rough sense of what it's going to do. But, yeah, so that is the colourway for April. The Evanescence. It's not a phase. And I will catch you in just a second for you, probably a couple of days for me, when I wind this up. So I'll catch you again in a bit. I have returned. So I apologise about my voice. I'm still recovering from a bit of a cold. I can't count, apparently, because I thought I only had 3 left to make. This is the only one I've got. That means I need to make 4. And apparently, I've left this quite a while because May's club arrived today. It's the 8th of May at time of recording, and my thumb is... How's that? So you kind of bounced on my knee, so I have 1. I need to make 4 more. So we'll see how this goes, because I'm not allowing myself to open next month's until I finish this month's. So I have my pattern next to me on the laptop. I have the TV ready to go. And yeah, I will catch you in a bit. Hopefully when I've got a few more of these. And tea. So here we go. I now have 2 squares. I've been distracted by my phone. I've been going for a little over an hour and a half. And apparently I'm the most popular person on the planet today because, yeah, my phone has been going off non-stop. So I had hoped to get these done today. I don't think I'm getting these done today. I don't think I'm going to be opening May's yarn today. Well, back to it. I will catch back in with you soon. 3. I have 3. It is now 4:10, and I need to go and start on dinner because I am making cauliflower mac and cheese with spicy skewers and whatever else is in the fridge that needs using up before shopping arrives this evening. So I guess I shall continue working on these squares this evening. Hopefully I can get the other 2 done tonight. I didn't really want to be rushing these. Like, I'm enjoying this project. But this month has already arrived. I'm behind because of April was just really busy. So, yeah. And I will admit, this is not my favourite colour out of the ones so far. There's not enough blue in it, if you ask me. But yeah, I wasn't the one dyeing it. But this is Carl's take on it. So I'm gonna go and make dinner. I might take you with me for that. I might not. We shall see. So I was hoping to get these finished the other day, and it didn't happen. But I have half of square number 4. So I have 1.5 squares left to make. It's currently Monday, the 11th of May. This is April's Yarn Club. It needs finishing. So I'm going to try and get this finished today. I have already opened May's Yarn Club. I haven't wound it up yet. I've basically told myself I'm not allowed to start that until I finish this. So, but we have 3 here, halfway through number 4. So I'm going to try and get this finished today. So join me and see how much we can get done. And I will catch you once I finish this one. And then maybe I'll record some of me making the final square. So square 4 is done. That's 4 down and 1 to go. So it's currently 2:20. I think the squares are taking me about an hour a piece, so I should be able to get this finished today, these squares done today, and then I can weigh them, work out how much I've used, put the leftover into the bag with the other leftovers, put the squares into the bag with the other squares, and then I can move on to this month's Yarn Club, given in 3 days' time I will be ordering next month's Yarn Club, so should probably get these worked on and get these done. So yeah, and my watch is calling me lazy. I've only done 6k steps today, so maybe I am lazy. I don't care. So I will catch you all again in a bit. It is done. It has taken me 53 minutes to make the 5th square, so just under an hour. I now have all 5 completed, so I am now going to go weigh everything, put everything together, and probably do the outro for this tomorrow, and hopefully have this up on Wednesday, the 13th. So it's only 2 weeks late. But until then, hello! Finally at the end of this video. It's only 2 weeks overdue. Whoops. Whoopsie! So, we now have a very, very nice, a very lovely stack of squares coming along very, very nicely indeed. So, April, Evanescence. So, quick reminder, I'm making the Yorkshire blanket using this, or I'm using the squares from the Yorkshire blanket. And this was square number 1, Bronte. Bronte. I'm still recovering from that cold, which took my voice out. I am basically fully recovered. It is literally just my voice doing the But this is it. This is a slightly lacy, not very dense square, so this didn't take that much yarn. Realistically, it took about 50 grams, just under. But this is what it looks like. This is not, but which reminds me, actually, I was going to get the album out, commence the struggle to get the album out to show you, to compare it with the yarn. Right, I've got the case out now. But this is the album. yes, it is the vinyl. I do have the CD of this exact album in the car. But, oh, this is it. There's the back. So it's the Fallen album. And that is the square. Can you kind of see what I mean by I was expecting a bit more blue? I don't know how well this is coming out on camera, but this is actually like a dark navy blue, not black. I think it needed a bit more blue and a bit more variation in the blue, but it's not my yarn club. Well, it is my yarn club because I buy it, but it's not me that's dyeing this yarn club. So, it's their take on it. Was I a tad disappointed when I opened it? Yes, but it's a yarn club. It's a mystery. You kind of get what you get. But yes, this is a vinyl. Wait, there is a vinyl in there. In the case. That up here is our vinyl player turntable. Fun fact, it was my Christmas gift to my other half 2 Christmases ago? Yeah, Christmas is 23. He'd been going on about wanting a record player for ages, and I finally cracked and got him one. So, anyway, back to the squares. So, here they are, all 5 of them. I now have a very, very nice stack of 20 squares. So by the end of the year, so by the 31st of December 2026, I should have 60 squares. So, but it's coming along. This is going to be a very, very pretty blanket. If I get, I've just made this into a nice pile, and now I'm going to like pull it apart to get one of each square out. But so far, this is what we've got. So we've got Blink-182, Paramore, Panic at the Disco, and Evanescence. We still have some very, very good bands coming up. Some absolute, top tier bands. I am aware that this is not going to be the yarn club for everybody because of the type of music it's for. You know, emo music. It's not a phase, because it really isn't, because that's still the music I listen to. I listen to... So me and my partner listen to the radio. Like, my partner has it on while he's working in the office. He has Planet Rock on. And you'll occasionally hear songs from these bands, but then in the evening, when we're sat in here just chilling, without the telly on or anything, we listen to Kerrang, which you can guarantee most nights you will hear at least one track from basically all of the bands in this yarn club, and I love it. And yes, I will sing along to them. We listen to them when we go out clubbing. It's the type of music that plays where we go. I am perfectly aware that I can't sing. I am perfectly aware that I am tone deaf. I'm out of tune. I am, perfectly aware of that. I am still going to belt these out at the top of my voice at every opportunity. And with that, I shall leave this episode here, given it is very, very overdue. I now need to edit this to try and get this out for tomorrow, on the Wednesday. I also have another video I need to record this afternoon. I'm wearing my very, very happy shirt, just ready for that. So, don't know when you're going to see the next vid, but with that, I will leave it there. I hope you enjoyed this very late episode of the Super Effective Fibres Yarn Club It's Not a Phase 2026, and I hope to see you again next time. Bye guys.